Hey guys, Zach here. In this video, we're going to discuss charging a hosting fee for your virtual tour business and why it should be central in your business model and your success. So typically when you look at creating a big scale, large virtual tour that makes a good amount of revenue, and I mean $1,000 to $5,000 and maybe even more than that, you need to consider a hosting fee as a very important part of your business model. After all, data is not free, storage space is not free, it's going to cost you money anyways. But if you charge a hosting fee, it looks like a small amount compared to your initial setup fee. Your setup fee should be large, your hosting fee should be small. And the reason for this is you want them to overlook it, to be honest. You want to get to the point where, hey, listen, I create this tour for you, I host the tour for you, and if I want to make any changes in the back end later on, or any upgrades or any changes for you guys, I'll do that, and that is covered in a hosting fee. The reason why a hosting fee is so important is because you as a business owner, if you can get to a certain number of customers, you now have a monthly recurring revenue that covers all your expenses and covers your living costs and other things. And what happens is that little treasure chest of hosting fees over time grows and grows and grows and grows. And then every month your customers continue to pay you. This is a powerful place to be and should be central in your focus whenever you are starting your virtual tour business and when you're trying to scale and grow. Don't just shoot a tour for a cheap amount. Now, if you're doing Google tours and those kind of things, that's a different kind of model. What I'm talking about is for luxury apartments, for hotels, for any type of major amenity shooting or those types of things, or any municipalities, you need to charge a hosting fee. What happens is, as folks see success in 360 and people like their virtual tour, which you're going to create an awesome one, what's going to happen is they're going to be okay with and look over paying that virtual tour fee every single month. The bigger your customer, the less they care about paying that hosting fee. Okay, so most of your profit's going to come up front in that setup fee cost, right? So let's say you charge $2,000 for a virtual tour. Well, cool. If you have all the gizmos, gadgets, and all the things that they want features-wise, and it looks incredible, and you have an awesome presentation, well, no problem paying you $2,000. But if you can charge $60 to $100 a month in hosting, what you now have is roughly $1,000 a year coming into your business that keeps paying you over and over and over, right? So you got 10 years from now, you got $10,000 off one customer you sold a long time ago. I would rather you, in the negotiation stage of your virtual tour business and when you're doing selling, I would rather you decrease your initial setup fee and keep your hosting fee as high as possible. This is central to the long-term life of your business. Remember, always think long-term. Don't think short-term. And if you have to, create a no contract scenario where if someone's worried about your hosting fee, or if they decide to zoom in there, then you can even say, hey, no contract, cancel anytime. This allows you to get in the door. Whatever it takes to get in the door and start charging monthly has to be central and very important to your business. You go out there and hustle and you sweat, you do these things about, and you pound the pavement when it comes to creating these tours and selling these tours and doing the service. Well, allow that hard work up front to continue to pay you. This is where freedom is, especially if you have a job right now and you're doing virtual tours as a side hustle, or you want to get started, or you're trying to figure out what your end goal is. Your end goal is big customers paying you monthly. That's your goal. Okay, so if you're starting off and maybe you haven't had as much success just yet, you can lower down this hosting fee to $50 or $60 a month and just try to get it on the board, man, get some success rolling in. But over time, you're going to want to maintain a higher $80 to $100 hosting fee. If you can, do $150. It depends on who your customer is and how big the project is, right? So always play with those things as those customers are coming in. But if you look at your setup fee being your large upfront cost, that's where you're going to make your money now. But you want to think, okay, well, I can negotiate these numbers down if I can paying that hosting fee chunk that comes in every month. And over time, as 360 and VR becomes the norm for every real estate piece of marketing, you'll be able to be the guy that has, yep, that's one of my properties right there. You can travel, you can go different places, you can really have a lot of freedom by creating those hosting fees and being consistent with them. So try to focus your negotiation on the upfront setup fee, negotiate down there. Do not allow your hosting fee to shrink if you can. Those numbers compound and compound and compound over time. So that's how you charge a hosting fee. Hosting fees are common. They are the norm for virtual tours in these types of services. If you are selling to a customer who can't afford a hosting fee, you need to change your customer. That's really important. We'll discuss that in a different video. But yeah, that's how you charge a hosting fee. Make sure you play around with your front end setup fee and your creation of the tour, and try to always make sure you're very explicit and honest up front. Hey, there's a hosting fee here and it costs every month. This is what it's going to cost. Once that's set up, typically it's in their expenses and it's a low enough number where they forget about it, and that's right where you want to be. All right, guys, let me know what you think about charging a hosting fee. Have you done it before? Have you had success? How many clients do you currently have paying you hosting fees? What questions do you have about you charging a hosting fee, or how to overcome objections? Ask them in the comments below, and do me a favor, subscribe. Every time we make a video and it outputs into the world, you'll get a reminder or some type of notification. So do me a favor, subscribe to this channel, and let me know what you think. Thanks, guys. I'll see you guys on the other side.